welcome back to another episode of A Week in the Life of an eBay Reseller. My name is Tom. This channel is Tom's Toys 95. On this channel I like to go to charity shops, car boots, CEX, record myself, get some footage, things I purchased throughout the week, and then I like to resell it on eBay. Now at the moment it's not car boot season, it is fast approaching but not quite yet, so at the moment it will be just things like going to retail stores, doing a bit of retail arbitrage, going to CEX, finding some video games from either my collection or to resell on eBay, and potentially a few charity shops as well. In the coming months we will be doing some car boot pickups as well, and then the aim really is to resell them on eBay for a profit. So it's Monday night, I've got some weekend sales to go through. I think I've sold 7 things, so I'm going to go and pick those now, and then I will show you what sold, tell you how much I paid for it, how much it sold for, and any potential profit that I've made. My cut-offs for sales are Saturday morning through to Friday evening. That's 7 days, and then it gives me the weekend to edit the video, but also when I film a new video such as today, which is Monday evening, I've got some sales to go through. So let's get into what I sold. Just a quick update for anyone regarding the light. I have said in previous episodes that my light is not working in the garage. When I moved in the house in September, the light was broken and it was literally dangling from the ceiling. Now I've got someone to come out and rewire it and it's now working. I'm just waiting on them to come back and actually fit a whole new light. But that's good because I no longer have to come into the garage with a torch when I'm picking my items. And now the light's working, I can kind of show you the process of how I pick the items from the garage. It's still a little unorganised and very cluttered, but yeah, let's get into it. Good morning everyone, it is Tuesday and I have all my parcels in front of me that have sold from over the weekend and last night. I was going to do some recording last night, but when I went into the garage, as my light's been installed, it's very messy, and I decided to do a bit of tidying up and a bit of sorting, throwing some old cardboard boxes away, rejigging a few things, and some things have sold over the last couple of months where I've not moved things about, so there's space in boxes and I managed to condense a few things down. So the garage is getting a bit overloaded, so I just wanted to get that done. So I didn't really have time to go through this before that. So Tuesday morning, I've got work in about half an hour, so I just need to quickly get this done. And then I'm going to shoot off, get these wrapped. I'll probably wrap them on my lunch break, or if I get time I'll wrap them before I go, and then I will go to the post office. So up first we got this hat. This is a Formula 1 sort of Minardi F1 hat. Now I've talked about this before on my channel, so I won't go into too much detail, but I paid £1 for this. So they were £3 each, and a bloke had 21 of these hats, and I said how much for the lot, and he said 20 quid. He's happy to clear them out. This was a car boot probably about 3 years ago, but they've sold through eventually, and there was one left, so I relisted it, and this sold for £9.99. I've been asking about £7 to £8 each, and because it was the last one I just priced it a little bit higher and just left it, and it sold within about 3 weeks. So the next items went to the same buyer, but he did pay separately, so I'll be able to bundle them together. I might have to refund a little bit of postage, but we'll see. He did send an offer out there up for £44.99 each, and they've sold for £40. Now I did have a bundle of these that I picked up in December. I did make a video on it, but these are the NECA horror figures. Now we've got Jason, I believe, from part 2, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre part 2 of Leatherface. Now those are the backing cards. Unfortunately they are out of the box, but they do look really cool. So this is the first one that's sold. He's got his chainsaw. These stands they obviously I'll be including it, but they don't come with the figures. They're like little custom stands that this guy has made and painted, so I've just thrown those in just to try and help them sell. But each figure, so there's 2, comes with some accessories as well. So you got the chainsaw and the other glove, and then the other one is Jason, which is this one. So he's got like a bag on his head. He's not got his stand, and then in there's like a pickaxe, a fork, and another weapon as well, like a sword I think it is, or a So yeah, those have gone out for £40 each when they get the box wrapped nicely. Don't want any damage on those ones. So that's £80. Now what I found pretty funny was last week we made £131 total sales, not including postage. So I think altogether it came to about £154 with postage. So I didn't make too many sales, but I've already nearly made my money back already in one day. So it's just funny how eBay works, but I made a few decent sales, got a bit of money in the bank. So yeah, hopefully we'll have a good week this week. Up next we have the Sonic figures. So these were part of my Tesco haul at the start of the year. These were £5.50 each. However, when I got home, I looked at the receipt and this was £8.80. Now, it turns out, even though they're the exact same, well, obviously not the same figure, but they're the same set. So it's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, I think it is. But either way, they're both from Sonic 2, and this one was £5.50, but this one wasn't. This was £8.80. However, I paid about, what, $13 or $14.30 for the two figures. These sold for $23.99 plus postage, so not much profit, but still profit in it, probably about £6 to £7 after fees, so I'm happy with that. It's only taken a month or so to sell, so it's not been lingering too long. So the next sale is this Titanfall Connects. Now I picked this up probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago for 50p from a charity shop. The box is battered and destroyed. I bought it blindly. I didn't want to rummage through it in the shop, but I could hear the pieces were in there, so I thought even at the spares and repairs or parts, this would still fetch a little bit of money. I was hoping the figure was inside. When I got home, I found that the bag is actually sealed inside and the contents is all new. It's just the box that lets the condition down. So that's quite nice. So that one sold for £11.49 plus postage. So in terms of markup, I'm really pleased with that. Still not an amazing sale, but after fees, that's at least about £7 to £8. So very happy. And again, it sold relatively quick. That Sonic one went within just over a month. The Titanfall one's gone in just under a month. So I don't want things to be lingering around for 6 to 12 months on my store. So I'm glad that they're sort of coming in and tend to go in out fairly quickly. The next one that sold were these Fortnite figures. Now, I've had these listed for a little while. I think there's 8 figures in total. And at the time, they wasn't really worth breaking down. But I think I bought a bundle of them for about £2 or £3 from the car boot. So there were some little ones, and then these are the sort of 3.5 or 4 inch figures, I think. So I bought the little 2-inch figures, sold all those off in a bundle, and then these have been lingering for ages and ages. So maybe these have started to rise in price, because obviously I listed these probably about 3 years ago in lockdown. The game came out in 2017, so I would have bought these when these were popular. And I know Fortnite still is popular, but they were probably so popular that the market was saturated, and now they're finally sold, so I'm glad to see them go. So that was £13 plus post. And then the last item, someone sent me an offer. This had been listed for £11.50 plus £3.50 postage, so I wanted 15 for this all in. Reduced it to 10, sent someone an offer for 8, and they sent an offer for £6.50, so I sent back £7.50, and they sent back £7. So for 50p, I'm not really going to complain too much. It's been lingering for a while. They don't actually hold as much value as you'd think. It is a really nice sort of 90s item. Obviously the classic Walker's logo there. Now these are Tazos for anyone that doesn't know. So these came with crisp packets. I presume they got rid of them for like health and safety or choking reasons, but back in the 90s we didn't care about health and safety that much. So we've got all the Tazos in there. And then I used to love the Walker's Premier League stickers as well that they used to get. So they did Pokemon Tazos, but these are the Looney Tunes ones. I believe they did other ones as well. You've got Pogs and things like that. But these are literally just little discs that came with the crisp packets. And they've got little indents in them so that you can interlock another Tazo, and you can make sort of, well, I'm not sure you meant to, but we used to make crazy creations with all of these Tazos by interlocking the other Tazos and making like sculptures and random sort of characters out of it. So yeah, they were good fun back in the day. Each one's got like its own little number and picture and character. So this is a full set, I think, of the sort of original characters. And then as you go through, there's a couple more where there's like series 2, so there's only the odd 1 or 2 in here. So all in the description, the buyer knows that. I did have some spare wallets as well, which I've included in. So Yeah, I'm just happy to see it go. I mean, I was tempted to keep it, but I don't need it. £7 seems a little cheap, but it is what it is. I think I only paid £2 or £3 from the car boot for the whole thing, so a little bit of profit and it's gone, so that's fine by me. So that is all the 7 sales. I'm going to get those wrapped up now and then take them to the post office. Someone bought a hoodie just as I locked the garage up and bought all the items inside. Someone bought a hoodie for £31.50, which is a good sale, but that one hasn't been paid for yet, so I can't go and wrap that yet, so I'm going to leave that, and I'll probably do that on my next postage run. So it's Tuesday today, so my next run will be Thursday morning. So yeah, I'm going to get these wrapped. The other thing to note as well is we've just had a parcel come through the post from Limited Run Games. Now, if anyone doesn't know who Limited Run Games are, then you'll understand how sort of rare and expensive some of those games can be. And they are charging import tax and fees and everything else now. So I personally haven't bought from them for a long while, but I did see this game coming out, and I know the predecessors to this series are very expensive and can fetch a lot of money on eBay. So I did pick one up, and I may sell it. I may keep it in the collection for a little bit. I'll definitely be selling it at some point, but I just don't know whether to sell it straight away or hold off for a couple of months and then sell it further down the line. But anyway, if you don't know who Limited Run are, they used to be called Mighty Rabbit Studios, and they're a small company that created a couple of games, mainly for the PS Vita when it first came out, and I think they released the games in 2016 or 17. Since then, they make games in very, very small quantities, usually with a couple of thousand. Now they've moved on to the Nintendo Switch, and that's quite a popular console. They probably make about 5,000 to 6,000 copies per game. I'm not sure whether they're still doing that with every release, but I know some of the Switch releases gets quite a lot more copies than they used to. But with the Vita, they used to only make about 1,500 to 2,000, maybe 3,000 at a push copies. So I'm a Vita collector, and I used to buy all those games, and it used to be quite simple. You log in at a certain time, they get dropped, you buy it, you pay your shipping, and then you get the item. Now there's taxes and import fees, and the shipping's twice as expensive, and they don't make the Vita games anymore, so it's mainly just Switch and PlayStation 4, so I don't tend to buy them as much. But this particular copy is called Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Now I believe this already is released on the 3DS, so I'm not sure why they've brought it out. It might be a re-release, but it would certainly have a different cover, and on the back it says Limited Run 04 there. So this will be the 4th game in the 3DS series. So this was $60, or it might have been $40 or $50. And then this one here, I think this was $65. This is the collector's edition. So still sealed, perfect condition. It comes with some bonus stuff in there. It doesn't really show you on the box what it comes with. I'm not quite sure what's in there, but this will be going in my collection, and then eventually I might sell it. But yeah, these I paid $65, and they sold out within about 2 minutes, and they were reselling for around about £150 to £200. So I'm going to try and see if I can sell that and, you know, make some money. I don't usually like buying things from Limited Run just to flip it, but on this occasion it's a no-brainer. The other games in the series have been going for stupid money. The 3DS is no longer in print, and the games aren't being made anymore, so it just makes sense. It's a very miserable day to be posting parcels today, but they are all bagged up, labels are prepaid, and they're all numbered. So I can just take this to the counter, scan the QR code with the number that's screenshotted on there, and then it matches up with the parcel, saves me writing all the address on it. So I've just got back from the post office. I'm just about to head into work. It's Tuesday now. I'm all up to date with my posting. There's 2 things that have sold. I'm waiting for payment on one, and 1 thing sold and I've got the money for. So I will go through those tomorrow night, and then I'll post them on Thursday morning. Hopefully we'll get a few more sales in between. I probably won't be doing any more listings because it's Valentine's Day coming up, so me and my girlfriend will probably just be doing something or chilling. We're just going to have a night in. I think the new Tomb Raider game comes out on Wednesday, so I think we're going to buy the remastered trilogy and play that. Otherwise, yeah, I'll check in on Wednesday night.
So this is just a very quick update. It's now Wednesday evening. The first thing that's sold is this Bert and Ernie, I believe, or the Cookie Monster. These are Sesame Street figures. They're only about 3 inches tall. They cost me 50p for the two from a car boot, and those are sold for £4.50. They've been lingering for a while. I did have them listed higher, but happy to see them go. I've had them on the store probably about 2 years, so it's good they're finally sold. The next item that sold was this Siphon Filter 2 on the PlayStation. This is the Platinum version. Now there is a disc missing and there is some damage to the case, so I only got £4.70 for this one, but it didn't cost me very much. I picked it up in a game bundle, so it only cost me £1 to £2, so a little bit of profit on that one. This one's a bit of a random and obscure sale, but this is an Iron Brew bottle, 500 mils, and this sold for £8 plus postage. Now this one I picked up, I sort of had a little bit of a gamble on it when the sugar tax came in. So this is really high in sugar. Now it's the last Iron Brew before they re-released the Iron Brew Classic, but this is the last Iron Brew to have that much sugar in it, and they reduced the sugar content. So I bought one, listed it as the sort of last Iron Brew, full sugar, before the sugar tax came in, and this sold for £8. It has been lingering on my store for like 2-3 years, but it's finally sold, so yeah. It's Valentine's Day tonight, so I'm not doing any eBay or listings or anything, so I'm going to get those sold and wrapped as quick as possible, and then I'm going to enjoy my evening, and I'll chime back in when I've sold some more.
Right then guys, just a quick one. So it's Thursday evening now. I've got 2 sales to update you with. Both of them are purchases from CEX. Valentine's Day yesterday, I was playing some Tomb Raider and played again tonight. It's alright, it's not bad, it's better than the original in the sense of the graphics are better and it handles better, but it's not much better. It's really clunky still, so I'm somewhat enjoying it, but it's not as good as I sort of hoped it would be. But anyway, that was 25 quid, so I bought that the other day. But let's get into the sales. So 2 CEX sales. This was £20 that I paid, and I sold it for 20. However, I have removed the disc and I've listed the disc separate. So the disc is listed for £15. So when that disc sells, that will be all of the profit. But £20 sale just for the steelbook. I'm very happy with that one. And the next one is also a steelbook. This is the PS3 version of Grand Theft Auto 5. Comes complete with the map. Sold this for £9.95 and I paid £3.50. I would have listed it for a bit more, but it's been up for a while and the condition of it isn't great. There's quite a lot of scratches, which I didn't really notice in the shop until I got home. So I would have listed this for around £12 to £14, but because of the condition, I've listed it for around 11 or 12 and then just reduced it. So it's sold for £9.95, so still a little bit of profit in it, but not that much. So those 2 sales made about £30, so I'm happy with that. Now it is Thursday night, I'm going to go to the post office again tomorrow and get those 2 posted. But in terms of sales, I don't think there's going to be much more. So I'm happy with that. I just need to get these posted tomorrow. As I said, any more sales that come in, I will update you before the end of the week. Otherwise, that will probably be all of my sales if I don't sell anything tomorrow. I think I've had 12 things go out, so I'm very happy. Alright, it's Friday lunchtime. It's the last postage run of the week. So I've got my parcels in the bag, so it's time to go get these posted. Yeah, I'm going to wait for a moment before I go and post. It's started to rain. However, there is some nice blue sky over there. And then just dark and dingy clouds over there. So yeah, I'm going to give it 5 minutes. Good morning guys, it's now Saturday. I've picked out some stock today that I haven't listed or seen in a while. It's been in the garage and I just haven't got around to doing anything with it. So I've pulled it out. A lot of it is media, so I've been flicking through it and I've been drafting up some listings on my laptop last night. I'm going to try and photograph them today and get them listed. There's also a lot of disc only games where I've bought bundles of games and the cases have been battered or it's just come as the disc or they've been stuck in the console, etc. A lot of them are scratched, so I've had to disc clean them in the past. But I've got a pile in front of me, so I'm going to go through them in a moment. And there's a couple of pickups as well, which I went uptown yesterday on my lunch break and went to the post office, and then I popped into a cash converters, and they had 3 games on there which took my fancy, which I picked up, which I should be able to flip for a profit. Didn't get any footage, it's only a small little shop and it looks quite weird recording in there, so I didn't get around to getting the footage, but I'll show you the 3 games and I'll show you the stuff that I plan on getting listed. Okay, so I went to Cash Converters and I picked up 3 games the other day. So the 3 games are Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and as you can see this is all complete. Even comes with the registration form as well. We've got Bloodstone 007, that one is also complete with the manual.
This one was $3.99, these two were $1.99 each. And then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Defiance, that's all complete as well. So I'm probably going to list these two as a bundle. They go for around £15 to £20 each. I think this one's worth a bit more, but this one is damaged. There's a little bit of damage there. So in total, I can ask around about £30 for these two. And this one goes for around 12 to 15 depending on condition. Now, it's quite good condition. It's not perfect, but it's not bad either. So hopefully about £40 return on those. Now, the next thing that I have been listing that I've pulled out are these Chinese, Hong Kong, like sort of movies. They are video CDs, so VCDs. Now, a lot of these I don't know much about, so obviously it says the Zodiac Killers there, so it's got the name of the CD on there. However, some of them are Japanese, so I have absolutely no idea what they are. So, for example, this one doesn't have any English on it, so I have to take a photo of it, Google search it, and see what else other people are listing. But some of these are worth a hell of a lot of money by the looks of it, and I have got a couple of sealed ones as well. So I'm aiming for around anywhere between £10 and £20 per CD. Now, I paid 50p each from a charity shop in Brighton, so I think there's 14 in total, and I paid £7 for the stack, so I'm very happy with that. So I need to go away and do some research on those and see how well I can do on them. I reckon about £10 to £20 each, so hopefully there's at least 100, maybe £200 worth of stock there. Now, the next thing that I'm going to list are all of these loose discs. So these are all PlayStation 3 games. Now, I've pulled these out into a bundle, so I had even more than this. There's some that I've listed already, loose discs, and then the rest should all be as a bundle. So this will be part of the bundle. Sorry. So okay. So here's the loose discs. So we've got this Jurassic Park here on the Xbox. There is some slight scratches on it, so can't get full price for that. But that one goes for around about £13. So I've listed that for around 7 or 8, just because there's a bit of damage on the disc. There's a slight crack on there as well, but it doesn't go through to the data layer, so it'll still play. So if anyone wants to collect the game or play the game cheaply, they can, but it just means that obviously the disc is not in good condition. That one's been listed separate. This one has also been listed separate. This one I've listed for around about £8 as well. This one I've listed for about £5 plus postage. And Silent Hill, unfortunately, this is the demo version, so it's not the full game. Full game disc would go for around £60 to £70. Unfortunately, this one only is worth about a tenner. Mine has got some damage on the front there, though there's a few scratches, so I've listed that cheaper as a reflection. So that will go for about £7. Then all of these are part of the bundle. So we've got PES 10, Borderlands, Star Wars, Lego Star Wars 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2, Uncharted 2, Monk Thieves, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Band Hero, PES 2016, FIFA 14, Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Arkham City.
What the hell is even that?
Need for Speed Most Wanted, Mirror's Edge, Bioshock, Hitman, The Last of Us, Star Wars Force Unleashed 2, WWE 12, Battlefield 3 Limited Edition. Then we got Dead Island, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 10, Blazing Angels 2, and Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix. So there should be 24 discs there. That's all going to go as one bundle. Now, I've worked out they're worth between 50p and maybe £2 per disc. So I'm going to list that for £25 plus postage. So I've got my work cut out today, so I'm going to get all those listed, and I'll check back in when they're all done, and then we'll go through the results either tonight or tomorrow of how well I did this week on eBay. Nothing else sold last night, so that concludes all of the sales. I believe we got 12 or 13 sales this week, which isn't bad, and I already made my money back. I say money back, I already made more money in day one of this week. I think I made £140 in one day than I did pretty much in all of last week. So hopefully the figures will look better than they did last week. And in terms of profit, they should be better as well. So we'll work all that out later, and we'll get to it. So I'm going to go and list these now. That might take me a couple of hours. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to sort of get a bit of money back, make some sales without having to source loads of stock. I'm just using the stock that I've already got. The only thing I picked up this week were those 3 games, which I showed you for the DS. Everything else is existing stock that I just haven't got around to listing in the past and been too lazy, so I'm going to get onto that today. Just a couple of things to quickly go over here that I didn't really get a chance to record much footage of, but my mum purchased this cow sidemen jumper. She really liked that and she insisted on paying for it, and I popped to CEX in midweek and found this Vita game that I don't have. I've just got out of the shower, so I do apologise about my fluffy hair, and I am in my pyjamas, but I forgot to do the results, so that's why I'm doing them now. Right guys, it's now Sunday, I'm back in the game room, and it's time to go over the results for everything. So this week we sold 12 items. I'm going to try and get through this quite quick because I know this bit can be quite boring, but this week we sold 12 items, and that came to £192.62p. I always add the postage on top, so I charged £34.42 for that, and in total that was £227.04. Now the actual postage cost me £28.99. There was a few things, those horror figures I managed to combine the postage on, and a couple of things. It is cheaper if you buy the postage via the eBay app rather than in a post office, so I do save a little bit of money there. So in total that was £28.99, and the eBay fees cost me £32.85 in total. So with all of those taken off, £165.20 went straight into my bank, which is great. So that was the net after everything. Now the cost of the items this week was quite expensive compared to normal, just because there was a few pricier items. So for example, that steelbook I sold for £20. I paid £20. Now the disc in it I did sell separately, and it only sold this morning actually. I did put that early on in the video and edited it, but that video sold for £13.99, so we are now in profit on that item. But for example, that sold for £20, but I paid £20. Those horror figures that sold for £40, although that's a good markup on those, I did pay £16.50 each for them. And then the Sonic figures, although I sold them for £24, I did pay £14 for those. All the other items were £1, 50p, £2, £3, 50p, £1, £3.50. So the other items were quite cheap, so I made good profit on those ones, but the other ones, the margins weren't as great just because they were pricier items. So all of that came to £79.52. So if I take that off of the £165.20, that leaves me with £85.68. Now the Sidemen jacket I did mention as well, but the Sidemen jacket my mum really wanted, so she popped over on the weekend and she said she's been thinking about buying that jacket for the last week or two. I did say that it was quite an expensive item, so I'm happy for her to have it, but she wanted to sort of give it a chance to sell first. But she came back this weekend and said she really wanted it and she's happy to pay for it. So I charged her less. I won't say how much, but I charged her less than what it was on eBay for. Obviously you got fees and postage to take off, but she was really happy with that. So that only cost me £20, so that was a little bit of extra income as well. But in total, £165 went into the bank, and £85 after all of the fees and what I paid for it and everything. I also popped into town a couple of times during my lunch breaks and stuff at work, and I did pick up those Nintendo DS games. Now I haven't got the game on hand, but I did, in fact, do I? Yes, I do, 1 second. So I picked up this PS Vita game from CEX this week. I'm going for a full PAL PS Vita collection. I'm at 200, there's 229, and I need 20 left, so I'm at 209 unique titles now, so there's only 20 more to go. I'm very happy to take this one off the list, but that's the only thing I bought for myself this week was this game. I bought those 3 DS games from Cash Converters. Those were $1.99 for 2 of them, and then the other one was $3.99, so those are all listed, so I should get some good profit back on those. But otherwise I haven't had a chance to go to the post office or go anywhere this weekend. I am really now just trying to get as much listed as I can before the car boot season, and then when the car boot season is back, I'll be heading to the car boots and picking up some stock. So I think these sorts of videos will be more exciting and a bit more fun when the car boot season's back open. Hopefully I'll be selling a bit more because there'll be more stock to list, and obviously the more you list the more you sell, but also there'll be more to show you in terms of what I picked up and how much I paid for it, etc. From the car boots. The car boot seasons are fast approaching, so I'm excited to see where that goes with this channel. Hopefully I'll get some more viewers and subscribers and things through that, but otherwise it's just ticking along. The eBay store's doing okay, 12 sales this week, so can't really complain about that. Otherwise that's everything to talk about this week, and I'll catch you on next week's episode. So thank you again for watching. Please like, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.